In this video, we're going to analyze Gone Girl, a modern film noir thriller. Specifically, we're going to look at the different visuals and lighting techniques used in the film. The visuals you see in the film are all done from a collaboration of individuals. The cinematography in the film was done by Jeff Cronenweth. He comes from a lineage of cinematographers. His grandfather even won an Oscar in 1941. Jeff Cronenweth is known for his unique work with David Fincher. Their films have a signature color palette and a lot of visual effects. There's crisp, clinical images shot on red cameras with fluid camera movements, with a green-yellow tone in every single frame. Each are achieved on location while considering wardrobe and the surroundings. Many times filters are used on the camera with a combination of warm and cool sources. When it comes to lighting, in the film they were accounting for 2 cameras. The sets are top lit along with practicals, and this allows actors to move in and out of shadows. Faces are underexposed, as shown in these scenes. In many scenes, rake lights are used to bring out the textures of the walls and surfaces. In this slow motion, you can see the details of the window and the door. In other scenes, you can see details such as in the airport. You can see the chairs very clearly, you can see the lights very clearly on the ceiling, and the way they're reflecting really shows the material. A lot of time was put into little details like seeing the actor's eyes. There were special lights just for that. In these slowed down scenes of Amy, that can really be appreciated. In all of the lighting seen in the film, there is an intention. It directly plays a role in storytelling specifically. Now I'm going to focus on Amy and Nick, and how lighting was used to show drama, tension, and other factors. It's very hard to pin down Nick's character in the film. It's hard to even know what he's really thinking, and that's the point. This always reflects in the lighting and the other film techniques. It is not uncommon to spot Nick from afar in the film. His character is portrayed little by camera height and camera distance as shown here. Huge spaces are always boxing Nick in, whether it's the home like in this scene or outdoors in others. There's always something bringing him in, showing he's isolated. As the film progresses, the way Nick is portrayed slightly changes. At the beginning, as shown here, he's always in the shadows. This is because at the beginning of the film, Nick is a mystery. The only thing we really know about him is about his dishonest relationship, which doesn't really tell us much. At the end of the film, Nick's face is a little bit differently. The reason is the lighting. The key to fill ratio is lower and it appears much brighter towards the end. From the very beginning, Amy is portrayed different than Nick. We get to see her perspective instantly.
Told us marriage is hard work and compromise and...
As you can see here in the opening scenes, when Nick is discussing the back of her head, right when Amy turns, you can see her clearly. Her face is lit and she's right at the center. As the film progresses, we see Amy very differently. That's because throughout the movie, Amy wants to be present. We don't really want her to get away. Towards the end, Amy loses control and we see more flaws. The camera shows closer looks at her face, and it uses less appealing angles and lenses. This is because her demise is unflattering. It needs harsher lensing and makeup and style and locations. This is more realistic and less theatrical like the other scenes. There's a huge contrast when you look at the end of the film, specifically when she crashes home with her bloody shirt. The scenery is very, very harsh. It's full of deep black shadows and bright daylight highlights. Of course, this contrast adds drama, but it also relates to Amy. At the end of the film, the audience already knows what Amy did. She's depicted differently here. Unlike at the beginning, now you can see all of her flaws and this contrast. The way the two of them are portrayed through lighting in Gone Girl, it's the perfect example to show how important lighting is in storytelling.